to win his second Indianapolis car race in a row. Jacques Villeneuve obviously running faster than Rahal, but it's so very hard to get around on this racetrack. Villeneuve and Rahal and Jacques Villeneuve run into the wall. A tremendous crash going into the #1 corner. Jacques Villeneuve and Bobby Rahal come together. Villeneuve is moving around. Bobby Rahal staring down Jacques Villeneuve, and Rahal letting his feelings be known. And now, what a turn of events. I said the last one was incredible. Now, Johnny Rutherford is the man who sits right on the edge of winning his first surprise Indianapolis car win in 1985, and Bobby Rahal is unhappy.
Bobby is unhappy. Jacques will be unhappy. I think he had this race. This race was in his pocket. He just needed to calm down just a little bit. He was the last of the late breakers. Tried to get inside here. Rahal moved over as he should have. He had the line. He was the lead car. Jacques can't stop. Touches the back of Rahal's car here. Not only puts him out, but has nowhere to go himself except straight into the wall. They collect each other again here, and that's it. The day is over for the two. That's it.
A tremendously hard crash for Jacques Villeneuve into the fence. He going in first, taking Bobby Rahal in backwards. Now here's another angle on the shot. You see Villeneuve on the inside.
Rahal moves down to protect his position exactly as he should. Rahal has the line. Villeneuve tried to take it, brake too late, touched the back of Rahal. The game is over.
Well, perhaps some of the inexperience that Jacques has on the oval showing up. He really misjudged, apparently, the braking going into turn #1, and just an absolutely astounding chain of events now has taken out our five of our first 6 cars in the point standings for the 1985 season. Jack Arute is down in the pit area, and it will be trying to update us on this situation. There you see the remains of Bobby Rahal's car on the left, the Bud #3, and the Canadian Tire #76 car on the outside, Jacques Villeneuve.
Just out of camera shot, we have another car that's in serious trouble over here exiting turn 2. It's the #71 car of Kiki Mansilla. He has made very, very hard contact with the wall. We couldn't see how it happened. We didn't see whether he got involved with another car, but it looked as if Mansilla was not able to get out of the car himself. He's in a little bit of trouble, but the best of medical help is there helping him at the moment.
Well, Dr. Steve Alvey and Steve Edwards from the CART medical and safety teams are right there on hand and trying to extricate KK Mansilla from the #71 car. Jack?
We're down here with Jacques Villeneuve trying to make his way back to his hauler. Jacques, first of all, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. It's a hell of a bang, but I'm all right.
And then when you got out of the car, tell us exactly what happened going into the corner.
Well, Bobby seems to be staying on the outside going into 1, and I stayed right behind him and waited till the last minute. And Bobby just jumped right in front of me when that happened, and I just stepped on the brake as hard as I could, and I couldn't stop and got into him.
Now, you were the first out of the car, and then one of the crew members, Steve Horn from the Budweiser crew, came up as you walked across the track and grabbed you. What did he say to you, Jacques?
Well, I'm sure he's mad at me. You know, it's my fault. I ran into Bobby, but it's racing accident. You know, the fault is completely mine, but, you know, I thought I had the edge inside Bobby, and Bobby just closed the door on me, and I couldn't stop.
A tough break in the late stages. That gentleman looked like he was going to be the winner of the Molson Indy.
Without a doubt, Jacques Villeneuve, to use the American pronunciation, was the fastest car on the track. Still working on trying to extricate KK Mansilla. I think KK is out of the car sitting on the wreckage there. He looks like he's sitting up, Derek. That's a pretty good sign that at least he's not going to be loaded on a stretcher, or at least does not necessarily have to be loaded onto a stretcher, and they're still looking over KK.
That's right. When you hit any of these walls, anything above 70 or 80 miles an hour, it's such a huge bang that you almost get stung severely. I hope that Kiki has no serious injuries, but I can imagine that he will be dazed and stunned by having hit the wall, because coming through turn 2, as we explained earlier on when we did the lap of the circuit, the cars go through there at 165 miles an hour. So even if he spun once, he's still going to make contact at well over 100 miles an hour.
We were just looking at Bobby Rahal and owner Jim Truman as they were headed back to the garage area. By the way, there were a lot of rumors this week about where drivers are going next year, and Rahal and the Truman team were sort of at the eye of the storm of those rumors, and Jim Truman told me that for next year, regardless of all other factors, question, have you, Bobby Rahal, signed? He said, of course we do, and we plan on IndyCar racing next year, so all those things that you are reading, kind of hold them in abeyance and use them as a factor. There is KK Mansilla, collapsing as he heads for the stretcher, but he is at least conscious. KK going over to the ambulance, but getting back to the story that Jim Truman says that Bobby Rahal will be with him. Also, to update the situation with Doug Shearson and Al Unser Jr., they have both said that they will be together for next year, regardless.